Back at it again. We've got an interesting one. Let's dive in. Gun control marchers have no idea about guns. Shout out to SJW Triggered. I'll leave the original link in the description. Definitely go check out that channel. Hilarious.
First of all, tell me what is an assault rifle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What is an assault rifle?
I'm sorry, are you stupid?
No, what is
No. Stop, guys, please. What is an assault rifle? Very specific. What is it?
An assault rifle.
No, I'm very curious. Stop, please, guys. What is an assault rifle?
Is a military-grade weapon.
So you do realize that every member of the military has a pistol, so you call a pistol a military-grade weapon?
No, actually, I'm not. I'm not talking about pistols. In case your
say
ears
it.
are...
She just said a military grade. So what does that even mean? And I love how he's calling her out on the spot. Like, be very specific. Tell me exactly what this assault rifle actually is. Tell me. Military grade. Oh, okay. So a pistol is.
I was like the Second Amendment wasn't talking about it.
Well, no, you said what? An AK what?
Classic.
Wait, you said...
When a bullet, have you seen like what happens to the insides of a body?
Well, no.
The inside of a body when you get hit with an assault rifle?
What? No,
That's what bullets do. They aren't like little gummy teddy bears that you're, throwing at someone. It's crazy how people expect to win an argument. Have you seen what a bullet does to the body? Have you seen that how it tears things? And I saw a video of Joe Biden. And I'm sorry, this is hilarious. It was like a 22 will just get lodged in the lung. A 9mm will blow out the lung. I'm gonna roll that clip real quick. Check this out. All right, here we go.
Common Hospital in New York, whatever the largest trauma hospital is. And I sat with a trauma doc. And I asked him, I said, what's the difference? Why are so many people, not that many more people are being shot? This is now 20 years ago, or 25 years. I said, why are they dying? And they showed me a x-ray. He said, a 22 caliber bullet will lodge in the lung, and we can probably get it out, may be able to get it and save the life. A 9mm bullet blows the lung out of the body. So the idea of these high caliber weapons.
You just can't make this stuff up, man. But let's get back to the video.
Please, trust me. What? Hey, guys, what is an assault rifle?
Okay, I'm sorry if you can't even understand what a
No.
basic assault
If you're
rifle
going
is.
to attack me,
No.
give me one sentence.
You're just an
What
idiot. You're not
is
my
an
friend.
assault rifle?
You're not my friend.
When the truth comes out, they run.
Does anyone want to tell me what an assault rifle is?
Let me tell you what the Second Amendment is. The Second Amendment was put there because the Constitution only gives the Army for 2 years for free funding. So the states were scared of slave
Can anyone tell me what an assault rifle is?
They can't, because they know what assault rifle is.
Because it's a made-up term by politicians trying to take our
It's an
guns away.
AR-6, an AR-15.
Wait, hold on.
It's an AR-15.
What does AR stand for? What does AR stand for?
Tell me what it stands for. I don't give a
Armalite
shit what it
15.
stands for.
Tell me what AR stands for.
I don't give a shit what it stands for. I know what it is.
I don't give a shit what it is, boy. I know what it is.
Deadly weapon.
A pistol's a deadly weapon. Should we get rid of that?
Yeah, we should.
Should we get rid of knives?
Yeah, we should.
And bats?
We should get rid of you and Trump and everyone.
And you too. And you too.
That's how you solve
Get rid of you too.
How could someone be so passionate about something? Like, they don't even know what it is. They don't even know what it means. We have mindless robots living amongst us. That's all they are. Mindless robots. They hear something and then they go repeat it. They cannot, they lack the ability to think for themselves. They truly do. And then when they get called out on the spot, guess what they all do? Which I need to put on a t-shirt. They run. When the truth comes out, they run. You saw the first lady there. She ran. She got up out of there. You know, I don't have time for you. Oh, well, you had time earlier. And that's another thing. How do all these people have so much time in the day to be out here protesting? Like, I'm just confused by that, you know? But anyway, sad times we live in, man. Sad times.
You were talking earlier also about, you know, mass shootings aren't a big deal, or there's like not a lot of gun deaths, but what's the right amount of gun deaths, I guess? Is because, like, and I know it's kind of a trap question because obviously the answer is 0, but I just don't understand the logic of
course it's a trap question.
You know, there's only a couple, so it's not that bad. Like, I just don't know if you could explain that to me, please.
Well, I'll throw it right back at you. At what point will you be satisfied with gun confiscation when there's, what's your number? Because the burden of proof is on the gun grabbers, not on me.
I've told you, the left is very pro-gun.
Okay, okay. Can you say that again? Like, really, the left is very pro-gun?
The socialist and left, not the Democratic Party, a lot of socialists have pro-gun sentiments.
In Venezuela, do they have the right to bear arms? And did Mao allow people to have guns?
Regimes are, you know, populist, and they just kind of say whatever the people want. Is the Democratic People's Republic of Korea really democratic? No. You can't just, because somebody says they're socialist, you don't just get to slap the label on it.
Hold on, what did you say?
You denounce every evidence of socialism you have, but you cannot produce one.
I want to run that back. I didn't catch.
Populist, and they just kind of say whatever the people want. Is the Democratic People's Republic of Korea really democratic? No. You can't just, because somebody says they're socialist, you don't just get to slap the label on it.
You denounce every evidence of socialism you have, but you cannot produce one. So therefore, I can only judge that which I see. And I see people using the guise of Marxism and socialism.
The guise, you just said it for me. It's not real.
Of course, if you read the manifesto, they eventually talk about a utopian state absent of any sort of government control, where human nature is completely and totally changed, which I like to call science fiction.
At this point, so we should just let people who are, in your opinion, inherently bad run amok with no checks.
No, that's what's so beautiful about the Constitution. Bad people are going to try to corrupt their power, and we have checks and balances against them. So you just said something I never said. That's why we have an electoral college. That's why we have a House of Representatives. That's why we have a Supreme Court. That's why we have 3 branches of government. That's why the states created the federal government. That's why if a president gets out of power, he can be impeached and removed of office. That's why if a Supreme Court justice gets corrupted, he can also be impeached. That's why a senator used to be able to be recalled by the states. That's why that if someone ever tries to corrupt their power, the Founding Fathers found levers to be able to remove them immediately because they knew people sucked. And they wanted to be able to get rid of them quickly because they said consensus amongst those who are being governed is more important than the people doing the governing. And that's what made the American Constitution so amazing.
Checks and balances. The beautiful thing about the system here in America. There's checks and balances. Not any one area has all the power. And yet you have all these folks running around, oh, the Supreme Court is illegitimate. It's illegitimate. It's illegitimate because they made a ruling that you didn't like. They're illegitimate. Okay. All right. As Charlie Kirk said earlier, go to Venezuela. Matter of fact, I'll get you somewhere closer. Go to Cuba. Oh, you don't want to travel across the water? Go live in Canada. I heard Justin Trudeau is welcoming people with open arms up in Canada. It's not far away. I mean, it's literally across the border. You can come back, see your family, whenever you'd like. Give up your citizenship and go to Canada. Gun control myth destroyed.
Let's talk about guns in America. It's one of the most widely misrepresented conversations in our country. If I have to hear Robert Francis O'Rourke, the fake Hispanic from El Paso, first and foremost, he wants universal gun confiscation. And the one thing that bothers me the most, and he's not the only one that has said this, Hillary Clinton has said this, they've said there's 44,000 gun deaths in this country, or 38,000. Okay, let's just add some context to all this. First of all, we're the only country in the world that counts death of a gun by suicide as a gun death. Okay, that accounts for anywhere between 68 to 70% of all of that number. So that number decreases really, really quick. It goes to about 8,000 gun deaths. That's still a lot, but let's add more context to it. About 700 of those 8,000 are accidental gun discharges, so people that aren't taking care of their weapons. So that's a human error. That could happen with a lawnmower or a car. It's not just inherent in a gun or a firearm. Okay, that number decreases dramatically even from there. 80% of that final number are gang-related deaths in urban cities with handguns. So what is causing urban-related deaths? What is causing those things in inner cities? Is it because of the guns? Well, I come from a city, Chicago, with the strictest gun laws in the country, where you can't privately...
Charlie Kirk from Chirac? Oh, I did not know that. Charlie Kirk from Chirac.
Well, I come from a city, Chicago, with the strictest gun laws in the country, where you can't privately own a firearm. You know how many gun stores there are in Chicago? 0, not one. Yet everyone still finds a way to find a gun. And people say, oh, well, it's Indiana's problem. The guns are pouring in from Indiana. Well, why doesn't Indiana have a gun problem then? Indiana has the loose gun laws, and they have lower crime and safer neighborhoods. Yet it's Chicago that has the problem. But a couple reasons. First, they are trying to address a deep cultural problem with universal gun confiscation against people that have never done anything wrong. So they're trying to target all of you that might own firearms or might want to own firearms to protect yourself against, people coming into your house. Or for young women should be the most angry about the gun debate in this country, because it's you that should have the firearms to protect yourselves. A gun is a great equalizer. The left tries to stir up all this hysteria about how men are the worst things in the world and that how they are being sexual predators against women. The statistics around that are very misleading, but let's pretend that they're correct. Well, wouldn't they want women to be armed then? Wouldn't they want women to be able to have the weapons to be able to defend themselves against any sort of person that wants to wish them harm? And then finally, if you look at the kind of gun statistics, what is really causing these issues? So the mass shootings is where they focus a lot of their attention. They're actually statistical outliers. Mass shootings do not count for, it's less than 3 to 5% of all gun deaths in the country are mass shootings. Are they horrific? Yes. Are they excusable? Absolutely not. However, there's a common denominator between people that have done these mass shootings. Typically, they come from schools or they come from school districts where there are many complaints filed and no one did anything. I am going to fight as hard as I possibly can to make sure that our Constitution...
I found that as well. And I looked it up once, and it aligns with what he was saying there. The number of deaths in these mass tragedies isn't as high as what you might think it is. Obviously the media likes to throw it in your face when these mass tragedies happen, and of course they are sad. Of course, I mean everybody knows that. Nobody's denying that fact. Yes, it is something that is horrible to see. And, especially, when we're talking about the kids, it really hurts your heart. It really does. But the number is a whole lot lower than what they would like you to think. They want you to think that it happens every day, all day, every day. And, there's hundreds of thousands of people, and that's not reality. Like he said, it's less than 5%. It's an anomaly. It's an anomaly. But whenever it does happen, it's thrown everywhere. Oh, look at this gun control. Hey, we got to take the weapons. Look at this. And yet nobody is walking around Chicago and saying that, are they? Nobody cares about the deaths in Chirac, where apparently Charlie KIRK is from. I think in order to be counted as a mass shooting, I think like 3 or 4 people have to have been hit by a bullet or struck by a bullet or something. If I remember correct, you guys can let me know in the comment section. You know how often that happens in Chicago? Where's that all over the news? Where are people outraged about Lightfoot not doing her job in Chicago? Where's the outrage? Oh, I know why. At least I assume I know why. I assume it's because she's a part of the establishment, so when she fails, it doesn't really matter. But y'all can let me know. This is just my assumption. Y'all can talk to me in the comment section, please.
Constitutional rights and liberties are not taken away just because you have left-wing gun-grabbing activists that are seeing their opportunity because something bad is happening in our country. We have a fatherlessness problem. We have an over-medicating youth problem. We have an isolation.
I did read that also that a lot of these mass tragedies, or a lot of these guys that commit these mass tragedies, are under the influence of some type of medication. And typically it's like a depression medication or something. Where did I see that at? They're taking like some drug for depression or something. A lot of them. At least that's what I read. Maybe I watched a video. For some reason, I think it was like a Jordan Peterson video. But I don't remember. If you guys know the statistics on that, let me know in the comment section. But I want to say it said something about, or the video I was watching said something about a lot of those guys like are on medication and they're under the influence of some type of medication. And usually it's a depression drug or whatever. I don't know the specific drugs or whatever, but
country. We have a fatherlessness problem.
Yep.
We have an over-medicating youth problem. We have an isolation problem. We have a depression problem. We have a nutrition problem. Guns are not part of that entire equation. I own plenty of firearms. They're perfectly fine and they're safe. They're not shooting themselves.
Yep.
It takes a broken individual that comes from a broken family or a broken culture. We as conservatives every day should say, rebuild the American family, put fathers back in their homes. There's a direct correlation also with how a-religious our society has become over the last 30, 40 years, and the rise in nihilism, depression, suicide, and mass shooting. I believe the further we have gotten away from our Judeo-Christian ethic in our country, the closer we get towards this sort of societal chaos that this is incomprehensible. Yet the left, they've always been for gun confiscation. They were for gun confiscation before the tragedies and after the tragedies. That's the only thing they have in common. We have to be for real concrete solutions like rebuilding the family and putting fathers back in the home.
So once again, shout out to SJW Triggered. Like I said earlier, I'll leave the original link in the description if you guys want to go check the original video out. But yeah, very telling video there. Very telling video. Charlie Kirk really debunked a lot of the stuff. And, you know, from the first video, I mean, there was a lot to break down there. You know, you had that first lady who, are you stupid? Are you stupid? Charlie Kirk, well, tell me specifically, what is an AR? Are you stupid? It's a military grade weapon. Okay, well, how about a handgun? Well, that's not what I'm... You know, you see how the goalpost like instantly moves when they're disproven? And then, of course, at the end, when the truth really started to come out, she ran. When the truth comes out, they always run. They always run. And before that, in the meantime, in between time, they get angry and they yell and they call you all types of names. And like the other guy that came up right after that was like, what did he say? We should get rid of guys like you and Trump. Huh? Well, excuse me, sir. What do you mean by that? What do you mean get rid of? Do you mean like harm me in some type of way or fashion? Because if that's the case, I mean, you prove my point for even having a firearm in the first place. If that's what you feel, if that's what you truly feel, that tells me when you're in a position of power, my life is in danger. So I need to keep something to be able to defend myself. So I am going to fight tooth and nail to keep my weapons. Because you just told me I'm in danger. He proved Charlie Kirk's point and didn't even realize that he did. We should get rid of people like you and Trump. And nobody actually even explained what an AR even is or what AR even stands for. So that's another thing too. These folks are completely wasting their own time out in the streets parading about a bunch of nothing and don't even know what they're yelling about. Have no clue. Zero, zip, zilch, nada. Nothing. And from my understanding of socialism and how that all works out, yeah, okay. I don't understand how anybody could spin that in a good fashion or a good way, because from what I've seen and, you know, I've read back through the comment section, it's never worked. It's never worked. And you know, the common rebut is, well, it's never been tried properly. Okay. Well, there are times that it has been tried and it hasn't worked, so maybe there's a reason why it hasn't been tried properly. It's because it's very easy to corrupt. I don't know, but like I said, I'm open to having my mind changed on socialism. If you come with some facts and some statistics to back it up, don't just tell me, oh yeah, it's this great thing and it's pro Second Amendment, all this good stuff. No. Give me facts. Give me proof. That's all I'm saying. Back it up. We have proof of other situations where socialism was tried and horrifically failed. Horrifically failed. We even checked out a video with some guys from Cuba that were trying to educate some of these young folks about, like, no, that is not what you want. Trust me. You know, so anyway, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. If you guys would like me to start checking out more SJWs, social justice warriors, for those of you that don't know what SJW stands for, social justice warrior. Some of those outraged folks that we saw in this video. Are you stupid? Yeah, definitely an SJW, that lady there. But anyway, like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Peace and love. I'm out.